Good evening. And it's hard to talk about something like relationships, what's going on in the world. But anyway, let me just share this with you. I've come across this research before, but I thought I would pass it on. It's called the Grant and Glueck study of adult development. It's a longitudinal study that has been following two groups of men over the last 80 years to identify the psychosocial predictors of healthy aging. There's two groups of participants. The Grant study is composed of 268 Harvard graduates, men who grew up in the 268 Harvard graduates from the classes of 1939 to 1944 in there. And the Glueck study is made up of 456 men who grew up in the inner city neighborhoods of Boston. And the focus is on what psychosocial variables of biological processes from earlier in life predict health and well-being in later life, the 80s and 90s, and what aspects of childhood and adult experience predict the quality of intimate relationships in later life. So the question really, I suppose, is, what keeps us healthy and happy as we go through life? The study's conclusions says the empirical data shows time and time again one strong predictor of a happy and healthy life. Robert Waldinger, the director of the Harvard study, states, "The clearest message we get from this 75-year study is this: good relationships keep us happy and healthier, period." The study shows the most influential empirical predictor of health and happiness in life is connection. He goes on to say, the quality of your close relationships, it's the quality of your close relationship that matters. And in other words, I suppose, make time for the people that are important to you. So from an Imago perspective, for me, it just makes total sense. Pardon me. Quantum theory tells us that the whole universe is mainly energy. It's all connected. Atom to atom, molecule to molecule, galaxy to galaxy. And your or my intimate relationship is a microcosm of the vast macrocosm. Our whole being yearns for connection. And typically we think of relationship as you and you, the two people. And I challenge couples to rethink the relationship as not just the two of you, but the two of you and the space between. I believe now the fastest way forward for couples is to pay close attention to the space between. It's sacred ground, holy ground. Putting negativity into the space between in any relationship causes disconnect. And our whole being cries out for connection, as the Grant and Glueck study confirms. So an analogy might be if I have a still pond of water. If I throw a rock in there, it sends ripples out in all directions. Now, one rock might not do very much, but 50 rocks will agitate the pond significantly. And the same with an intimate relationship. If I put one negative interaction into the space between, it's going to send ripples out in all directions. It's going to affect your partner. They can't block it. And again, one negative interaction might not do too much damage. 50 will kill the relationship, or at least harm it a lot. So a cardinal rule for a great relationship is simply no negativity in the space between. No blame, shame, or criticism. And I suppose the flip side of the coin would be to fill the space between with positives. Nature abhors a vacuum. So I encourage couples to articulate the positives. Thanks a lot. You did a great job. I really appreciate that. Again, think about it from an old brain point of view. If I'm constantly hearing appreciations and affirmations from my partner, my old brain can relax. This is not the enemy over there. It's my ally. We're on the same team. So in the end, this 75-year scientific study confirms what we already know. The good life is built with good relationships. Okay? Have a great evening.